Welcome back, everybody, to this week of Lemon Tea Podcast. Today, we're doing some podcasting again. And last week, we sat on Zuckerberg from Meta. And today, we're going to talk about another billionaire. And it is none other than Bill Gates. So I want to see how you guys kind of think that Bill Gates is as a person, given the social presence he have in our society. What do you guys think of Bill Gates?
I don't know much about him. I know that he recently, not recently, slowly buying off a lot of farmland, no? I think
I've
that's
heard that
one of the
too.
things he's doing, which
Yeah.
is ironic because egg
Uh,
prices are going sky high right now. It's like kind
right.
of weird how that works. People are like smuggling eggs from Mexico to America.
Right. Right.
Wow,
Right.
shit, yeah. And also, he's a notorious for shorting Tesla, which I'm sure he made a
Mm,
lot of fucking money on that. So,
mm.
yeah, that's about. Oh, he eats a lot of hamburger, right? I heard about
is
that
that
too. Yeah,
is that what he's
it's
known
like,
for?
yeah, it's like a lot of people say, oh, if you're gonna set up an interview with Bill Gates, most likely if it's a lunch, it's gonna be hamburger.
Interesting.
So that's that.
Okay.
I honestly don't have that much of an opinion on Bill Gates. He's definitely not on one of my liked billionaire lists.
Interesting. Okay.
I don't dislike him too much, but I definitely do not like him. I,
Any reason
I
for that?
yeah, from through some books. I forgot what the book was called exactly, but it was it was about impulses, and there was this chapter which talks about Bill Gates and his um his different sides between his actual PR side and his realistic side, which he
Mm,
doesn't show people.
mm.
He actually loves to speed um on cars.
Oh, okay,
So
okay.
yeah, in terms of driving, he was said to be very impulsive
Very
and he likes
reckless.
to speed. Yeah, very reckless.
Mm,
And I feel like there's this for some millionaires, I feel like they are more true to their like nature when they're showing to the public. But
mm,
Bill Gates, I feel like he's very different from how he actually is.
mm.
Yeah, to the outer world, he is the computer nerd genius who built Microsoft, obviously.
Mm.
But I think that behind that, it's very different.
Right.
Yeah.
And I think it's a good point that you bring up like his PR stuff like that because like you like most of my image of him is just whatever he shows through his PR, right? He's this guy who made Microsoft and kind of like retired from that, and then he's on to like philanthropy,
Yep, yep.
right? And that's like his whole like image. He's like, oh, this guy that gives back to the world. He wants to save the world, and he does a lot of I guess like PR like videos. Where every time I see him, he's either talking about like climate change or like how to make Beyond Burger or like how to replace meat, and stuff like that to bring awareness to a lot of these like I guess you could say ideals of the right maybe or like a more progressive ideal stuff like that and why I bring him up and his PR up is that recently I saw this video of I don't know so we've there's this YouTube channel called Kurzgesagt, and this is the YouTube channel which makes science videos, and it has like little birds animation. It's very cute. And for a long time I've thought that of like a source of information that is very trusted, very unbiased, factual and stuff like that. But then there is a video that I saw that exposed them of being funded heavily by Bill Gates. And to just give some number, before Bill Gates funded them, they were getting about 9K per month from their Patreon, from their supporter, which is what
Mm-hmm.
they sell themselves as, that they are supported by all of their viewers, and that's how they operate. And then suddenly Bill Gates give a fund of 770K funding for it was across 8 videos, so that is like 9K per month. So it is just a little bit
Damn,
over what they
8 videos.
yeah, 8 videos, and then actually it's 11K per month from Bill Gates versus their 9K from Patreon. So just the first wave of money that they got
Damn.
is already like more than what they get from Patreon. And a lot of these videos are like bringing awareness to good causes, I guess, like climate change, how to reduce carbon footprint and stuff like that.
Yep.
But one would have to be cautious when it is so heavily funded by Bill Gates or like billionaires. What motive do they have, right? And so this video pointed out that there's a lot of stuff that they promoted within these videos, even though it is sure half of it is like very factual. We do have this climate change problem, but they promote stuff that Bill Gates himself has funded. So maybe it may be solutions, like hydro solution to climate change or like wind solution, but it is through research that he funded himself through other companies. So it makes me feel kind of like, wow, I've been lied this whole time, and like they kind of like don't tell you up front that, oh hey, Bill Gates sponsored this whole video, right? Do you think this is a good thing or a bad thing that billionaires have kind of like control over the media that we see in general because they
Yep.
have so much money, right?
I see how that could potentially be like an issue or disliked. However, I guess we tend to forget that billionaires actually do that all the time, like
Mm-hmm.
on everything. Like that's the reason they're bill. If you're rich, you can influence things in
Mm-hmm.
many ways. Like for example, Elon Musk buying Twitter is an example, or um, Jeff Bezos owning was it the Washington Post or was it
Oh,
the New York Times?
I think it was fuck. What was it? Was it Washington? Washington Post. I think that was it.
I think Washington.
Yeah.
And
So
yeah,
like
and
the
or
social
like
media or like the media companies, right?
right,
Mm-hmm.
and didn't Biden yeah, and Bloomberg is also owned by someone. CNBC, like
Mm-hmm.
every media is
Bloomberg is
basically owned
literally
by
owned by Bloomberg.
yeah, it's all owned by like billionaires. So
Mm-hmm.
like um so I think that the important part of this is not if billionaires are funding it, is if first like if it was like very biased or not, or like if it was like good or bad intentioned.
Mm-hmm.
I I think in this case the good outweighs the bad. I also got a glimpse of the video we were talking about
Mm-hmm.
Kurzgesagt. Okay, full disclaimer, I'm a huge fan of Kurzgesagt.
Yep. Me
I
too. Me
basically
too.
watch all his videos. And I think the good that came out of it was way larger than the bad.
Mm.
Um, yes, I feel like Kurzgesagt should like definitely tell the viewers that he was sponsored clearly on which videos. But other than those examples where it was listed on the video, I think the other videos that he makes are very educational and very positive to society. So I think the good outweighs the bad.
Mm.
In terms of when you mention how they favor a certain type of technology over another because it was sponsored, there's actually I actually see a lot of these examples happening. Because I always listen to a podcast called All In Podcast. It's basically by four very prominent figures of like Silicon Valley.
Mm.
I'm not sure if you guys know, but like it's a few people there. It's like David Sachs or Chamath or another. They're basically very no. They're very rich billionaires who
Mm.
have a lot of say. And every week I hear them that when they talk, they definitely have biases to which type of technologies or which type of technological progress they prefer, or because of what they invest in. Like Chamath
Mm.
really
Hmm.
likes
Hmm.
renewable energy instead of like nuclear or other type of options, or
Mm.
like there's definitely these biases. And I don't think the biases are the main issue. I think it's what is actually the most efficient and what is actually the best option for the world.
Mm.
Yeah, and honestly, and I think that each one of them thinks that their own option is the best. That's why they constantly push it.
Right,
And of
right.
course, there's a factor of money.
Yeah, I think it's hard. I think we talked about this in other one of our other podcasts. For me, it's like we understand that recycle and like all the green stuff are really really expensive to actually put out.
Mm-hmm.
So again, I'm not sure if the good will outweigh the bad, but if that is what it takes to have a better overall result, then so be it. Because of the challenges that goes with green energy and other good old saving the planet stuff. There are two ways that a country could do is that you go with the capitalistic way. You um, let the billionaires run the country, let them fund everything, or you can do it the China way and force out everything by the government.
Mm-hmm.
Like we've talked about this in previous podcasts. It's like they allow Elon Musk in China to open his factory. And ironically, a few months later, China proposed a plan to change all their buses to electronic buses. Very weird timing. There's like there have to be something related to that. Like now they're planning 2024, all the buses are gonna be electric.
Oh, really? All of
So
China?
yeah, all
Oh,
in all
wow.
China. So then they're gonna push to all other transportation. And I'm talking about vehicles, not trains, of course, like taxis, minivans, and of course buses. Like if you go to China now, I say good half of the buses are all electric right now. So let's see how that goes. But I'm not sure. I think should they disclose it? Is that the issue? Should they be disclosing that I'm funded by Bill Gates?
Well,
And is that
so
really an issue?
I think for the most part they do disclose it, but it's at the very very end,
Yep.
instead of the very beginning, right? And I think that in itself is not the issue. The main issue, I think, is that a lot of their supporting arguments or a lot of their statistics from the video that say, "Oh, why is this a bad thing?" is through research that is funded by Bill Gates itself. So it's kind of like lobbying almost, like the big farm. You know how they create their own research and then
Yeah.
they kind of
Yeah.
push all these opinions to one direction. And in that sense, it is bad and it is biased in that sense. But you guys bring up that it brings more good than bad, which I kind of agree. It's you are still kind of like initiating a change in society, right? Even no matter if
Yep.
it's a bad decision or a good decision, it doesn't matter because there is a change, right? So I think in that sense, I can agree that okay, sure, go do whatever you want with your money, but it is only that the supporting arguments, the statistics is kind of like fabricated. That's the part that rubs me the wrong way.
I'm not a scientist. I can't tell you straight to your face that all the statistics are wrong. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like, I don't know what to do with those information. Like maybe like even though it might be wrong, but I mean it might be wrong for them to do it in that way. But I'm not sure if the statistics are actually false. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm,
And I don't know.
mm-hmm.
It's funny that you brought up like big pharma and said that like they fund
Their own research,
they
right?
fund their own research but that is basically every single research out there. It's funded by a entity and it's
Fair, yeah,
yeah,
fair
it's
enough.
very usual that it's the results are gonna lean towards like
Wherever that they're working
bias.
towards, right?
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
Hmm.
so yeah, I think that happens way more than we think. In terms of Kurzgesagt, um, I'm actually more thankful in terms of like other than yeah, I'm more on the thankful side because actually the funding that they got from the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation was enough to actually push them to a whole new like level
Yep.
in terms of like their production and their like their quality of videos and how well known they are. I also saw just now on the video like which ones were actually funded by the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation. It was mostly like the vaccines and the viruses and the um uh that type of videos. Yeah, just don't watch them. They're not that great. They're not that great anyways compared to the space ones. But
Right, right.
um yeah, I think Kurzgesagt needs to do a better job on like telling people that his like which of the videos are like actually sponsored and
Mm.
which videos are not.
I think it's funny you bring up the vaccination videos because I forgot. I don't have the exact citing with me, but it's I've read and some from somewhere that Bill Gates was actually trying to stop. There was a university that was coming out with like the COVID vaccine, and Bill Gates wanted to stop them to not release it to public so that poorer countries can he wanted to stop the university from releasing it so that poorer countries can easily access it, and he wanted to monetize the vaccine in some way, and so he lobbied against the research of that university, and it delayed the COVID vaccine. Now I don't know, I don't have the like reference with me, but I think just even having known this information, it kind of we can kind of see that there every action that Bill Gates does, there is like a motive to make money behind it, right? Even though, however, he sells us that he is this generous, love-giving philanthropist. I think that there is still like a veil of secrecy that maybe we should take into consideration that they aren't acting out of everyone's interest at heart. Only at the times where it benefits them, then they are generous. You know what I mean?
That's actually one of the really big reasons I definitely tilt more on the like the dislike side of like when it comes to Bill Gates.
Mm.
I feel like there were many times where he was actually caught like saying something different or like acting in a different way compared to how he actually
He
acts.
presents himself.
Yeah, how he presents himself. Going back to the, how he was shorting Tesla,
Yeah.
and there was an interview on which asked him, or actually Elon Musk also asked him
Oh, he
if he
texted
was
him, right?
like texted him, yeah, and he did not give a reply, and but there's like he gave a very generic reply. He just like, oh, I'm sure Tesla will do great or
Yeah.
whatever, that type of thing. And but then we have actual evidence that he was shorting Tesla,
Hmm.
and it's not even a small stake, it's a very large stake. So
Hmm.
you can like I feel like if you do it, own it, right?
Right.
If you're actually, how if you're actually as real as you try to present yourself to be. But I think that he's very two-sided in terms of how he
But
acts.
but at the
And
same time, like, what do you expect him to reply to Elon Musk? Like,
no, yeah,
it's like what do you expect him to reply with? It's like your company is overpriced, it's a hype stock. Fuck you and your company. I'm gonna continue shorting it. Like, is that what you
well,
expect to
in
come out
in
of
a in
him?
a yes, in a sense, yes. Like,
I think he was just being polite as
No,
a
actually, so okay,
person to another person.
I do know exactly what text you're talking about. So this is how the conversation
Yeah,
went.
yeah, yeah.
It is so Bill Gates asked Elon Musk, "Hey, would you like to discuss some philanthropy opportunities?" And
Yup.
Elon Musk said, "Oh, do you still have a short on Tesla?" And then Bill Gates said, "Unfortunately, yes, but we should still talk about philanthropy." And he's like, and then so Elon Musk's argument is that Tesla is electric vehicle which helps alleviate the humanity of like the dependency on oil by going electric
Mm.
cars, right? And in his sense, he's telling Bill Gates that all of my companies are philanthropy. Like the company itself stands for philanthropy. So why don't you like get rid of your short because that is going against his company. Elon Musk feels that if you truly care about philanthropy, you would be on my side instead of shorting the company. But Bill Gates obviously did not sell his short position.
Yeah, like I think yeah, in a sense I think what Jerry said was exactly what he should have said. Like
Hmm.
he should have explained why he shorted if Elon Musk asked, and like or like tell him that he doesn't believe in his vision.
Hmm.
Again, which contradicts what he represent, like what Gabriel said. Like he's all about renewables, all about he's all against fossil fuels, and Elon Musk is basically Tesla is basically the forefront
Right.
of
But
innovation in terms of
as you talked about the podcast that you listen to, different billionaires would have different approach to that particular like some would favor like this type of renewable energy, some would favor that other type of like renewable energy. Maybe Musk and Bill Gates have a different perspective to the future.
Hmm.
And that's why Bill Gates did not support what he was doing.
well, it's definitely better than like petroleum and like fossil fuels, like
Oh
electric
no,
cars.
yeah, fair enough, but maybe that's not what Bill Gates stands for. And if you just look at a stock perspective, it's just for him. I'm not gonna talk about everyone and each of us. I'm just saying, as a human, for him and his analysis, he might have thought, okay, Tesla is overpriced. I'm gonna short it. It's actually as simple as that.
Hmm.
And well, that brings me to another point, which is like shorting stocks is the absolute worst thing you could do. Like any investor should do, and yeah, I feel like it shouldn't exist too. Like,
It's like you're saying it's
most
the
Yeah, I mean,
worst thing that can happen for the company that's being shorted, right?
as in no, the worst thing you can do as an investor,
Or as an investor.
you yeah,
but it
because
is a tool.
yeah, it is a tool to
Yeah,
destroy the business itself. Like you're basically creating a scenario where
you want them to burn.
yeah, you want them to burn it. In a lot of cases, if you have enough money, you could actually influence the company to
Hmm.
Hmm.
bankruptcy. Like Toys R Us does not exist because of shorting, or a
Hmm.
lot of examples out there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I think that's another topic that we could talk about another day. But just coming to this, I think that Bill Gates just do not have to share the same vision as Musk.
Hmm.
Yeah, that's
Actually,
just
I,
a,
I don't
just my
I don't mind
opinion.
I don't mind that he doesn't share it, but
Yeah.
like he should be open about it, or like
Mm.
he should like tell
Entertain the
like
idea, right?
yeah, if he doesn't believe in it, if he doesn't like Tesla, or he thinks it's too overpriced, he should just voice out. Like
Well, I mean,
he
I just personally think he's just being polite. It's the first time that they maybe interacted. Maybe
Hmm.
it's like a low, like a down to earth way to interact. Um, Elon Musk put a pretty harsh question into his own personal finance. He
Hmm.
might not be comfortable answering it on his text, and he put a relatively polite answer, in my opinion. That
well,
Hmm.
he also had other chances to explain it, like on TV when he was interviewed, like
well, I mean,
with the
I don't. Some people do not like to share all of their like investments. Even though does he have to disclose all his
It's
investments?
it's public. It's public information.
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
how
yeah.
that's
I
how
mean,
Elon Musk knew.
right. I mean, I don't know. I'm not gonna say. See. He might not be comfortable in talking about that particular investment.
Hmm.
That's all I'm gonna say.
Well, okay, so I think what I can akin like what Bill Gates is doing to maybe more relatable to us is that so I follow this Instagram account called Wall Street Bets, right? It's like a meme page
Oh, I
about
love it. Yeah,
yeah, I
great.
love it. It's great. All the GME stuff. And like from time to time I see this like advertisement that they always post out on their story. It's like, "Oh, buy
Oh,
alkaline
yeah, yeah, yeah,
battery. Alkaline
yeah.
battery is the next like renewable energy, whatever." And that is what I think it feels like when Bill Gates sponsored these videos to promote his renewable energy stuff. It kind of feels like he's trying to make a quick buck in the name of good, and
Mm.
since he has so much money, so much money to throw into research and stuff to back his ideals, and that's why we think that, oh, this is a net good. because he's trying to do it for humanity, whatever. But I can say the same for the Wall Street Bet Instagram page, where they're just promoting this alkaline battery that will change the world, but they're being paid to say that, right?
Yep,
so that is my problem with at least billionaire funded goodness or like philanthropy. Yep. And I'm sure they get like a tax refund on a lot of these stuff where they
Hey Gabriel, do you remember one of our channel goals? To get a sponsorship from Richest Legend. Are we gonna promote a shitty game?
Honestly,
for a few bucks. You forgot about that, eh?
Yeah, I did forget about. But it would be.
It would just be ironic. It was just
It would be so fucking funny. But I think I do think that at least like smaller content creators, they kind of have to be. They can't sell out too soon. You know what I mean? Like if you sell out the first
too much ads,
right? Your first ad is like, oh, bam, dude, this is like, oh, you can buy like crack off me or some shit, for like this price, go to this website. And then I think like if you come out if you come out too strong, too fast, then like it ruins your reputation, right? But I guess for Kurzgesagt, since it's Bill Gates, it is a very controversial sponsor. Since the way that the rest of the world view him, I would probably say there's more people that like him rather than not like Bill Gates. That's how good his PR is. So I think if Bill Gates wanted to sponsor us, I would have taken it. Fuck it, dude.
Yeah, fuck yeah, let's come on. What energy is he selling? Yeah, we support that, guys.
See, that's the power of billionaires. I guess we can't compete after all.
No, I think like I think after the last episode, we have to we have to realize that at the end of the day, they're just humans.
True.
Like they're just normal lads. Yeah. Like we talked about Elon Musk last episode on he got booed off stage in Dave Chappelle's show.
Yeah.
Like after watching that video, like at some part of me died inside. It's just he's just a dude that's. Like what the fuck? Like I just feel bad for Elon Musk after that show. Like it's so I feel bad for him,
Right.
Like deep down he's just a dude, Like why are everyone doing this to him? Like it was I would die a bit if I was him,
Mm-hmm.
Like it was just so depressing watching that. So like we have to understand that these people are just normal humans with a lot of money, They could influence a lot of stuff. And whether or not you agree with that, like, I don't know, try to look to the bright side, because to an extent you can't really change much. Like that's how capitalistic country runs. And I look really spooky. Or you could go the Chinese way and let the government push all the rules onto you. That's also a way. Like you choose your country, I guess, and to an extent not a lot of people could choose that.
Right. All right. I think we're like 32 minutes. I think we can start with some closing statement. Did anyone want to add anything to what we have said so far?
Any closing statements, this boy? Because that was pretty much a closing statement for me.
Well, yeah, I agree. I agree with Jerry. They're just humans, and because of that, there are some that I trust and some that I don't, and I'm gonna leave it at that.
That's a good point.
Yeah,
that's a good point.
I actually like after last week's video, like I just feel like, we don't need to be so harsh on them sometimes, especially Elon Musk.
I guess it is easy for people to say, oh, they're so rich, so fuck him, right?
So fuck them, right?
Right, exactly. And they forget that they're like the interpersonal level, right? But at the same time, I guess you can say that it's part of like jealousy. It's like, oh, he has all this money, so he can do whatever the fuck he wants. So fuck this guy, right? So I can see the sentiments, but to people who say that, I say, become a billionaire so you can do whatever you want.
Yeah, you can go on the stage and shout, I'm rich, bitch!
And people can boo you instead, right?
Yeah, you can get booed off stage. How about that? You would wish to get booed off stage. You couldn't.
All right.
So
Well,
yeah.
so that's that. Well, thanks for sitting in with us on this episode of Lemon Tea Podcast. Hope everyone have a good weekend. Remember to follow us on Instagram, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, all of that thing. Okay. So
Or down there in the description,
or
guys. Go
share,
check it
yeah,
out.
at YouTube, yeah. Leave us a comment. What do you think about Billionaires? Do you like them? Do you hate them?
Let us
I
know.
don't know.
Bye. Bye, guys.
Bye.
Bye. Bye.